Math 6, Module 5, Lesson 7. We're talking about the distance on the coordinate plane. And it says, use absolute value to show the lengths of line AB, line BC, line CD, line DE, and line EF. Now, first of all, you need to be able to read a coordinate plane. I've already, for the ease of this problem, I've already marked some specific points or lines, values, integers here, whatever you want to call it. So for line AB, we need to talk about a point. A point consists of what? An X and a Y, a coordinate pair, right? Ordered pair, sorry. An ordered pair. So what is the one of the ordered pairs? Let's just do it for A. What is the ordered pair for A? What is the ordered pair for A? What's the ordered pair? What is an ordered pair? It's an X and a Y. X, Y. That's an ordered pair. Where do we get our X's and our Y? Well, this is the X-axis and this is the Y-axis, right? So what is our X for this point right here for A? What is X? -4. What is the Y? -8. It's over to the left 4 spaces, which means it's a -4. It's up 8 spaces. Therefore, it's an 8. So we have -4, -8. Oh, I'm sorry, -4, 8. Now, what is B? Right here is B. 2, 2, 8. Correct. It goes 2, 8. Now, it wants to know what is the distance of that. How long is that line? Six. How did you get that? I just counted. Right? Notice in the directions it says use absolute value to determine or to show the length. So how are we going to do absolute value to show the length? Celine? Correct. Everybody got that? All right. BC. So B, we already know B. Let's write it as 2, 8. We already did that. Now what is C? 6, 8. How are we going to find the distance? How would you do absolute value? So if I add 2 and 6, I get 8, correct? Is that line 8 units long? Okay. So what is it? 4. Now, why did we add on the first one, but we're going to subtract on the second one? Why? here's the clue as to when you're going to add and when you're going to subtract. If you cross an axis, if you cross either the X or the Y, okay, you're going to add the absolute values. If you do not cross an X or a Y, you're going to subtract the value. Okay? Let's look at that. C. Do we know C? Yep, C was 6, 8. Well, now let's find D. D is down here. What is that value for D? What is the X? X always goes first. What is the X? How far to the right? No, it's to the right, so it's positive. So 6, -3. We're down 3 here. So what are we going to add or subtract? We're crossing the x-axis, so we're going to add. What values are we adding? Yes, the absolute value of 8 and -3, which is 11. The distance is 11. Okay. We know D, that's 6, -3. So let's find E. What is E? Well, we know it's going to be on the 6 for the X. What's the -6? So if it's down, it's negative, and if it's to the left, it's negative. Okay? Now, how do we find the distance? Are we going to add or subtract here? We're going to subtract. Now, when we subtract, how do we do that? You learned this a long time ago. What number goes first when you subtract? The big number, right? We learned that a long time ago. Now, does that always hold true? No. But here it's easy to remember. If I'm going to do the absolute value, then I want to do the big number first. Oh, it was -6 and -3, and that is equal to 3. 6 minus 3 is 3. Now, for EF, we know E is 6, -6. And so let's find F. What is F? -8, -6. Good. Now, are we going to add or subtract? Add. If you cross an axis, you add. What are we going to add? -8. Is it -6? It's just 6. Does it matter? No, because we're doing absolute value. But let's make sure we're putting the right points on there. And that would be 14. There you go. That is complete. When you only subtract them when you do not cross an X or a Y axis. So if it's all in one, what we'd call a quadrant. So this is quadrant. One, two, three, 4. Oh. So that is, when it's in the same quadrant, you're going to subtract. If you cross over into a different quadrant, that's when you add. Okay? So think of it like this. If you cross one of these, add them. You see what I did there? If you cross one of these, you're going to add. If you don't, just subtract it. Ooh.